1 and available in HD. It's Bayer Leverkusen beat Chelsea. The UEFA Champions League. Live.
Typically British issues.
Starting tonight at 8 on BBC One and BBC One HD.
Survival. The chances of survival by Betty's time were really good. The mortality was very low by this stage. The potency of scarlet fever seems to have fallen off by the end of the 19th century and into the 20th century. So very few people actually died of it. It was more of an inconvenience than a danger.
By the time Betty had caught scarlet fever, it may have been just an inconvenience rather than a death sentence, but it was enough to split her small family up. 2 of her 3 children, including Rupert's father Frederick, stayed in the workhouse. It must have been a terrible ordeal for both mother and children alike.
Here are some more names of unclaimed estates on the President's Solicitors list. Could you be in line for a forgotten fortune?
The list of unclaimed estates is money that is owed to members of the public, and new names are added all the time.
You won't give up.
You won't give up. There's a list of cases that we haven't found here. The list goes back to 1997 because that's when our case management system came online. The idea is to produce a list of all those solvent cases. So there should be at least a few thousand there, possibly many thousands.
But there's a time limit for people to claim their inheritance.
We can stay on the list as long as it's claimable, and actually under the Limitation Act, people have 12 years to come forward and claim.
Do these names mean anything to you? Are they relatives of yours? Pauline Joyce Mawson died back in May 2003 in Mapplewell in Barnsley. Mawson is a baptismal name and means son of Matilda, and it heralds from north-west England.
Do you remember Pauline? Does the surname Mawson ring a bell with you?
Reginald Charles Sedgwick Scott died on the 27th of December 2010 in Haverfordwest in Pembrokeshire. Although the name Scott was widespread in Scotland and most of England from the medieval period, it actually derives from the Old English pre-7th century word Scotty, which actually means an Irishman.
Were you a friend or neighbour of Reginald's? Can you help solve this case? So far, all efforts to trace his relatives have drawn a blank.
George Henry Reed died on the 9th of March 2009 in Liverpool, Leeds.
I've got George's death certificate here. It states that he was a road maker. Were you a colleague of his back in the day? His death certificate also shows that he was born on the 22nd of March 1952 in Leeds. So he was born and died in the area. Did you know a George Henry Reed in Leeds?
If you think you're related to any of the names today, you'll need to have evidence of your relationship to them